What's going on, family? It's your girl Tabitha, and welcome back to my channel. I did a thing. I chopped all my hair off, y'all. Look at that. I chopped it off like karate. All right, y'all, so I wanted to make a video, switch it up a little bit. You already know here on my channel I do what I want to do, talk about what I want to talk about, but also we're Christians here. We talk about growth, whatever, and also real life, because not only do we love the Lord, but we are going through real life. Okay, so on this video we're going to talk about accountability in relationships, accountability with your own feelings, and different things like that. This is going to be slightly a rant, but not really a rant. But let's get into some things. And also, this is not to be judgmental. If you take it as judgmental, I really don't care, because you know, you can't make everybody happy. But I do feel like we need to bring awareness to having feelings, and also other people's feelings that are tied to our feelings. You know what I mean? You know how people always say, you know, someone's attached to your purpose. So our decisions can affect other people. You know, we know that, hindsight, most of us should, but we don't really take that into consideration. So story time. So let's drive while we tell this story. I'm gonna roll up the windows so you can hear me. So my good girlfriend, she's single, and she was on an app, a Christian dating app for single parents, which I think is awesome. You know what I mean? There's nothing wrong with online dating. Let's be real, we're in 2022, and if you're my age, most of the time we're not going out. And nothing against people, you know, I had my going out phase, but a lot of times we working, we got kids, we doing stuff. We're not going out like we used to. You know what I'm saying? We getting a little bit older now. I'm 33. I'm not going out to meet somebody at the club anymore, at the bar. I mean, I'm married, but you know what I'm saying, hypothetically speaking. And also, a little side note, I met my husband on Facebook. So there you have it. And there you have it, homeboy. Anyway, so she met a guy. Everything's cool. They're connecting, which is awesome. But, okay, backstory on the guy. And we all have backstories. You know what I mean? He was married for, you know, few years, but he's been separated for 2. So that's setting the tone. Okay, he's been separated for 2 years. That's the tone I'm setting for us. Now, when it comes to that, I know, you know, I'm on a Christian channel. I'm for somebody. I'm not for everybody. I don't get into, you know, certain beliefs that other people get into. I'm me, you're you, he's he, and she's her. That's what it is. But sorry, y'all, I'm also driving. I get that people are going to date when they're separated. I mean, some people don't never get divorced. They be separated for 13 years and they find a relationship and they're in a relationship. So that part is understandable. You know what I mean? I don't hold it against him that he's dating, but still technically married, even though that's what the Bible says. And I agree with that, and I'll get there with certain things. Now, so we set the tone of him being separated. Now, my sister, she is very prophetic. Like, she feels, she's an empath as well. And also, we've been through some crap, like everybody has. Like, you're supposed to learn from every relationship. So, you know, red flags, a lot of the times we ignore, you know what I mean? So that was a red flag, which it should be to anybody, man or woman, about someone being married and separated, you know, especially when you ask questions about how long, whatever. Now, you know, they've been talking for a while, you know, everything's good, you know, and they became physical. That's cool with me too. Let's be real. I'm not here to judge, and that we're grown. That's a part of dating, and you know, they made a decision to be exclusive. That's a part of a relationship for me. Let's be clear here. You know, I'm not waiting until marriage, but that's another story. I do believe that's a part of a relationship, because things do change when you become physical with a person. And I really feel like that is almost, for me, in my views, essential, because you can see how a person changed when the physical side is incorporated. Just like, you know, for you to have kids. You can see whenever you decide to meet that threshold where you're ready to introduce, you know, your children to your person you're dating, or for them to meet your parents, you can see how that slightly changes a relationship. So when that happened, his confusion changed. And this is where I'm getting at with this video, guys. We as people, I'm angry at this situation. And not even because it's my sister, my best friend. I'm angry because I see myself in this situation as well. And I see the problem that it causes us, everybody, married, not married, when you don't deal with something before you put yourself in another situation. He has not dealt with the past baggage. And honestly, I feel like he still wants to be with his wife. And there's nothing wrong with that. And I have even been guilty in my marriage where it's a natural thing as humans where, you know, the old saying where it says that the best way to get over someone is to get under someone. And I've never cheated. You know, I've had stages in my marriage, which is also a relationship within that, where I never cheated, but you feel like, you know, you want to make a post. And this is the beginning phases, like, of my marriage and relationship, where you want to make a post to make that person jealous. Or, you know, you want to flirt with someone to make them jealous. Or in some instance, you might step out and go and talk to someone because you're on a break. Or even become intimate with that person because you're on a break. But then when that happens, the domino effect kicks in, meaning the feelings that you have not dealt with when you, from the person that you're actually with, and then the feelings that you're adding on to the new person you're connecting yourself into. Which is why they do say you shouldn't have sex before marriage, because of the spiritual ties and different things. I agree with that to a certain extent. But my point in my video is, we have to recognize that sometimes it's okay to take a knee. It's not best to try to get under someone to get over someone. And I'm not saying that's necessarily what he did here, but being that he didn't process his feelings and actually get a divorce from his wife, because technically, like they say, you are still married, but being that he's still married and still have feelings for her, almost like he's waiting. And a lot of us do, like, oh, we're waiting for a person, even if you're not married, to, you know, straighten up so we can be together. This works both ways, men or women. But your decisions of putting yourself out there that's wrong. We have to have some accountability. If you're not ready, and I'm not saying, you know, there's crap that we have to deal with, like childhood trauma, relationship trauma, but as far as, if you know, no matter if you're denying it, that you possibly have feelings, especially if you're married and separated, that you have feelings, don't string anyone along. And I don't want to call it stringing along, because a lot of the times we do feel like, I'm done with this person. I ain't never going back. They didn't cross the line. But we need to sit within ourselves. Because I have done something before in my marriage where I talk to someone, or like, you know, you try to inbox because you do feel like, you know, you're sad. So they call it emotional cheating. It works both ways, men and women, where you're bored and, you know, somebody inbox you, and, you know, some people are like, oh, what's wrong? Because you'll make a status, or you'll just reach out, or, you know, an old friend just pop up out of nowhere and you start talking to them. And then say if something happens. And this is why I'm so happy that God has kind of heightened me and helped me grow, because I can only imagine in those times, or like in the beginning phases, where if I say I actually slept with someone and stepped out of my marriage or my relationship, because I don't want you to think this is all twining into each other, but I don't hold myself higher than anyone that's in a relationship, because someone can be in a relationship just like myself for 8 years and have experience and stuff to teach me and tell me, even though they're not married. Yes, it's more favored. Yes, it's ordained by God, but I'm not the type where I'm holding myself at a higher level because I'm a wife. I'm a wife. I'm married. No, I never do that. Because we're still in the same battles. We still in the same trenches. It's just that I'm really, really attached to this ninja. I'm really, really attached. Like, really, like my last name is his. Like, even there was a time in my marriage where, like, I'm done, divorce, actually seeing all this. I'm like, wow, this is a lot. I can see why people stay married. But my thing and my point of this video is that we have to become accountable for our feelings and sit in those feelings and realize what we're doing, because that causes hurt on the other person's end. Now, this person is drawn to you. They have a connection with you, and you're not fully healed from your last relationship because you still are holding out hope to be with this person, and you're married to this person. Not only that, so we do have to recognize what's going on. Sometimes we do got to take a knee. And what makes me frustrated is, sir, y'all, I got to cut this video short, but it is what it is. My husband's coming. He's finna be in my business, and it is what it is. I love y'all. I hope y'all took what y'all needed to take. Peace. Love you, Nance.